because I gotta go live.
You are live.
Yeah, that's right. Hi everyone, Roger Hayer, Rosie Hayer, and Brittany Daly, and we're really happy to be here today. We're gonna be providing you with lots of value. So I say let's give everybody a chance to come in. But I'm curious to see how you guys been.
Or
I was waiting for Rosie to go.
no, you go first.
I've been good.
Been really good.
Oh,
Actually,
really?
guys, I will say this. I have been missing everyone
Uh,
because last week we didn't have webinar. And so this week we have webinar. I'm really excited. And I'm excited for everyone to put in their comments in the chat box. And if you have any questions you want us to answer, put them in those comments as well. And I'm really happy to be here today.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for bringing the energy. I really appreciate that. So, it is an exciting time in real estate, and a lot of our clients want to know, how do we get started in investing in real estate? And so, we're going to share some actionable items with you today, but you're going to want to stay till the end because we have a tool that we are sharing with our clients, and we can share it with you, and we'll kind of go over it with you real quick. And I promise you, you're going to want to see it. So with that, okay, well, let's talk about who this show's for. This show is for first-time home buyers. Maybe you're buying a second home or rental property. Perhaps you are a investor or agent. This show is for everyone because at the end of the day, we do believe that real estate is an investment, no matter what type of real estate you're purchasing. And let's co-create this experience together. So with that, let's get the show started.
Let's go.
So I'm going to share the screen, guys. This is something that I really thought was fascinating, and it goes over a lot of the stuff that we talk about here on the show and within our team as well when we're talking about how to help people invest in real estate. So it's can everybody see my screen here?
Yeah, can you make it a little bigger? Yeah,
Make
that's
it a little bigger. This is good. Okay, so one of the first things is precise evaluation. Looking at properties, identifying and doing an analysis around the area for appreciation. And Bree, I think you do a great job with that on the properties that we choose because we want to know who the major employers are that are coming into the area that can impact people's property values. And so we have a thorough way of doing that. We'll share a lot of great news for you today on why investing in the Texas Triangle is lucrative.
yeah.
And so well, before I jump into all of that, guys, there's some of our clients are experiencing a lot of success from this, and we have some clients that have scaled up their real estate portfolios anywhere from 40 to 50 properties. And so they've used a lot of this strategy that we're sharing with you today. And that's exactly why we thought this would be useful for you guys. Also, just quickly running through here, I don't want to take a whole lot of time going through here, and we'll share this in a PDF, but they actually are optimizing their resources. And part of that is not just optimizing your finances or your ability to apply or receive a loan, but it's also optimizing yourself for agents. Like, we're here to help you out. So we vet a lot of we vet actually every single property before we send it over to you. These are properties that we've done cash flow analysis on, appreciation analysis, and we've researched the areas thoroughly before emailing you. So we're not just going to randomly send you properties. These are properties that we handpick. And I know you'll see our emails go out for handpicked properties. Trust me, each one of those properties are definitely handpicked. And so that's Bree, Rosie, and I guess y'all can speak on this, but those are man hours that you don't have to apply in finding those properties. We're bringing them to you live and in real time. And so, placing an offer on those properties is going to be a highest and best use of your time.
Yeah, it takes anywhere between 6 to 8 hours a week to pull the properties and do the analysis on them, so they're saving that time, so all they really have to do is look at the sheet, pick out the properties that they like, whether it's they like the photos or they like the cash flow, and let us know which one it is.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what makes it scalable. You can buy one property and then quickly, after you've saved up enough money, or maybe you're ready and you want to buy your second or third or fourth property. That's exactly how our real estate investors are going from 0 to 50 homes, because the process is simplified. These are not things that they're having to do anymore. And Bree, Rosie, you guys are on the front line. You're receiving these calls. And also, being an investor myself, I know there's a common theme out there. And I heard a friend say it last night. He said, um, you know, they said, I don't know if I want to own rental property because I don't want to get that call at 2 a.m. in the morning about the toilet not working. And I can promise you, throughout all the years of owning real estate, I have yet to receive that call at 2 in the morning that my toilet is backed up and it's not working. I think that's such a novel thing to say,
I
don't
have a question.
huh?
Who's using toilet at 2 a.m. in the morning?
That's a good one. I like
You don't
it.
wake up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night?
And then suddenly start leaking?
Yeah, you're not having to go that restroom,
We're,
right?
and we're not discounting it doesn't happen. It does happen. So, but
Yeah.
not all the time.
Well, can I
Well,
say
I
something
don't.
to that, Raji? Because
Yeah.
I actually was just on the phone with a new investor, and one of their we were looking at different opportunities, and according to the price point that they want to be at, it would be really beneficial for them to go to the Temple area. And they were a little bit concerned because they said, "Hey, well, if something happens, we're out of state." And we have people that live in Austin, but like no one that lives like in Temple, and that's a really far drive.
Yeah.
And, we always knock on the wood, right? But we've had so many people who a lot of investors are from out of state and they don't have these issues. We're not getting calls from any of our investors saying, "Hey, we've had to do XYZ," because things are handled, number one, we're buying properties that are a little bit newer, or if they need work, we have contractors that can take care of them. We're getting properties with a home warranty. And if there is something that is to come about, we've never had it, like you said, in the middle of the night.
That's that passive management that you're talking about right after scaling investments. And that's home warranties. I can't tell you how many times I've heard of tenants communicating directly. They're on a thread usually with the owner, but they'll, for instance, we had someone whose AC wasn't working, and they were able to get on the thread with their home warranty company, and the owner of that property paid a trip visit, a visit, I guess a cost for the visit,
Mhm.
but they weren't bogged down by any of the details. The home warranty company sent their technician out, and I think they had to send him out twice because they didn't have the part for the air conditioner. And after the second visit, which he didn't get charged twice, he got charged one for the trip cost, and it was handled, and the AC was back up and running again.
Yeah.
So I really like the fact that you mentioned home warranty, and that's actually part of risk mitigation too, because it's just it's a smart and reliable way of growing your portfolio. And we can also talk about how home warranty can take the place of, not entirely, but it can be useful in the place of property management. If you're not ready for property management, home warranty is a great second option.
I want to add to opportunistic strategy. If you guys have you already visited that? Did I miss
I would
it?
love to hear from you. Yeah, that'd be great.
So just yesterday, I was speaking to one of the investors, and most of our investors call us because they are looking to look at a distressed property off market. If they're looking to flip it or put it under contract or remodel it and then rent it out, like there are 12 different ways you can deal with real estate. And when we were evaluating these numbers, oftentimes people look at a property as fix, flip, sell. And In 15 years of doing real estate, what I have seen people effortlessly grow their investments, which I think we refer to scalable investments here, is their ability to buy and hold for a long period of time. And we looked at a number at fix and flip. There was not going to be much profit in this deal, except just they're going to get their cost out and a little bit of a return for 3, 4 months of work. Versus when we looked at some property numbers offline and we said, okay, if we structure the deal in this way and you hold the property for 3 to 4 years, then you sell it. Number one, you can solve your 1031 exchange problem. You have a property to buy,
Mhm.
and potentially you don't have to fix and flip and sell it, right? So I feel like what oftentimes people fail to recognize is the power of an additional thinking brain,
Oh, yeah.
you know. And today I want to take a moment and talk about, when we talk about opportunistic strategy, there are three types of brokers and agents you will work with in a market. Number one are fee brokers. These are the brokers who will work for a fee. As long as they get paid a fee at the end of the transaction, they don't care on what kind of investment you're buying or you're holding or you're selling. They do their quick paperwork, they're gone. And then there are discounted brokers. These are the people, the highest value they bring on the table is that they charge you the least. And it's sad to see how people are willing to work for the least and not help people acquire the most because there's no motivation. They're not working towards the same goal. And there is this rare handful of brokers that are the leading brokers in the market who are relationship based. They spend most of their time in opportunistic strategy with the investors and clients of theirs because they're looking to win big, and that's how they build relationship and create a story for future investments with them.
Right.
And they know that there is always somebody who's willing to do it for less, but they're not willing to put in the work and expertise that investment broker is willing to do for them. So there's a fundamental difference between when we talk about these things, why is not often talked about? Because if we were not collaborated as a team to work on all these things together and have a support system we have in the back end, I'm not sure if we would be able to do it all for people. So I do want people to pay attention to this unique idea that is not often talked about on how an opportunistic strategy can help you capitalize on the trends in the market and helps you build a portfolio that steadily grows over time. You know, people are like, well, I'm in real estate, I'm looking for a get rich scheme. And oftentimes, when people are thinking like that, they're often on a path of get poor slow scheme.
Mm,
You know,
yeah.
they're running around so much, so much, so much. I can do it all by myself. I can do it all by myself. It's almost like get poor slow. You're gonna get out of the bandwidth. You're gonna burn a bunch of relationships doing that, and by the time it is time to wake up and do something meaningful, you have burnt your energy, resources, and relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really beautiful. And one of the things that I've always heard growing up was, I think we're buying furniture from somewhere, and I remember the furniture guy saying to my mom, he said, "Well, I want to make sure that I'm selling furniture to your children because I would love for y'all to be repeat clients and keep coming back." And that gentleman is still a friend of the family today, right? He wanted to stand behind the products. He necessarily wasn't always trying to sell us the most expensive piece of furniture, but he wanted to sell us something that suited our needs and lasted, or was quality, or at least the quality for the price, right? And it made sense for us.
Well,
So I've
are you
always,
talking about Rudy?
yeah, Rudy, yeah.
Well, Rudy didn't know my father-in-law. My
Uh-huh.
father-in-law says, "What do you need furniture for? Air mattress is just fine."
Yeah, my dad's funny. He's real basic.
It's like, you don't need right now. What do you need furniture for? Who's coming to your house? Nobody. Just work.
Well, Rosie, you said something that really intrigued me. You said, "Get poor slow," and so. I think get poor slow to me, what that means is like what I see actually people doing. And, people are going to debate me on this. And look, I know there's some real savvy investors out there, some people that know how to play the stock market, but the average person isn't, doesn't have a degree in stocks and doesn't necessarily have the licensing or requirements to outperform the market. And so I think what happens is people get into, and I'm going to make a comparison between the stock market and real estate. I know this is like taboo. I'm not supposed to go there because everybody's making all these extraordinary returns in the stock market. But I think what happens in the stock market is the same thing. It's panic selling, and then buying on the hike of a stock going up, and then actually losing their shirts, right? So, like I said, there's some real savvy investors out there. I'm not challenging anyone, but I think there's a fundamental difference here. That's like a get poor slow, right? I lost a little money, I took it out. And but real estate, if we looked at it, and this is the part where I'm really trying to emphasize this, and I know I'm making the comparison between stocks and real estate, but there's one component that goes unnoticed, and that's how we can leverage our money in real estate. So I will, for instance, use an example. If I have $200,000 and I use that as a down payment in real estate, I can put 100,000 in each property, right? And get a loan of up to $1 million. And so now when I do the math on, getting a 4 to 5% appreciation on my real estate, that's 40 to $50,000 a year that I can make from a $200,000 investment. So and that's not accounting for that's only accounting for appreciation. That's not accounting for cash flow or loan pay down. And on the same side, if I invest $200,000 in the stock market and I get a 8% return, which is a phenomenal return, is that
People say 30 to 40% return, but I want people to be able to average out the losses and profits in stock market portfolio. And it has again and again averaged out at 8%. It's lucky day if it's 10%. Now, I do want to emphasize one thing. Early on in our business, when we were developing habits to become successful in real estate, I remember my coach sat me down and he said that, Rosie, let's talk about where you ultimately see yourself in 5 years. He didn't tell me where you see yourself in 1 year. He said, whatever you have done for this year, just write it out. Let's write down your 5 year old plan. And very first question he asked me is that, who do you plan to become in 5 years? And I still remember he had this incredible piece of wisdom where he leaned in and he said, Rosie, the one of the biggest mistake people make in real estate is that sometimes we are losing so slow that we think we're winning. And it comes in the form of small, small errors that are made in real estate, as simple as calculating the repair cost incorrectly during a fix and flip, incorrectly calculating the funding or private lending costs during fix and flips, not incorporating a competitive lender codes when buying investments, not looking at the rental numbers properly and being overly optimistic. There's so many times I look at comps in
Oh, Rosie, you're muted.
I look at people's comps in investment property, and there is this bias around the highest price somebody is getting.
I hate that.
Yeah, and when we are showing numbers, we look like the people who are going to deliver the bad news. We're always preparing for the worst case scenario. And one of the things that I think that I would like to change in people while buying real estate is that just because you close the eyes to bad news doesn't mean it's going to go away. So to be able to face it and have a conversation that you wouldn't have otherwise, because it's once it's too late to uncook the cooked, you cannot uncook a cooked meal, but
Yeah.
you can cook it properly. So there goes Opportunistic strategy. Did I say it right, Brie?
Yeah.
I can mess it up.
So I know we had some comments that the home warranty doesn't really quite end up being a great solution for our viewers. But I can tell you from personal experience and our home warranty contact, perhaps she's just really good. Now, and again, we're going to reemphasize this. This is no replacement for property
Management.
management,
Now,
right?
please, yeah, so let's address this. Yes, it is absolutely right. Some home warranties companies suck, and they are not going to return the calls on time. And that's why we have unique relationships with the ones who get a lot of business from us and they're accountable to us. And these are the people who return calls within the same day, assign a service company within the same day.
Yeah.
And as long as tenant knows that something is in transit for help, they are patient and happy. So I agree with it. Home warranty companies are not good, but if you're picking up the cheapest one, then it's a problem.
Yeah.
You
I can
know?
tell you my contact's on it right away, and she's excellent. And
Yeah.
now I'm gonna say that, and someone's gonna have a bad experience, right?
Yeah.
But the honest truth of it is that like I don't have to work hard to arrange it, and then my tenants know they're taken care of because it happens right away.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we would be happy to, but use our reference for sure, and let them know Rosie and Roger sent us, and Rivet Real Estate Team sent us because they value. This is a relationship we built over 15 years, and trust me, I've been burnt with the home warranty companies as well. But I'm talking about people who only have maybe one property or two properties, and they're buying properties for the appreciation reason rather than the cash flow reason. So they don't always have a budget to pay 10% to a property management company, so they want to look for alternative ways. If a property is recently remodeled, is fairly new, it is, and it's a well-screened tenant, and there is an appreciation model that you use to buy a property, then sometimes it is beneficial to go for the home warranty to take care of the big ticket items.
And being a broker owning property out of town, we still utilize property management too.
Yeah,
So home warranty is not a one one all solution. You
yeah.
just gotta you gotta say, okay, well, can I make a trip to the property if I have to? If I can't, then it makes
Property
perfect sense
management
to use
company,
property
100%. Yep, yep. Cool, awesome. What's next?
So Rosie, I want to ask you and Bree, same question. What do you think is the easiest thing for people to do to scale their real estate?
Bree, go first.
The
I know
easy
that's a really broad question, but what would you say?
What is the easiest way for people to scale their portfolio?
Yeah.
Get your current portfolio evaluated by an expert.
Oh,
A
nice.
lot of people don't realize the buying power they have. And like we're working with one investor right now, Bree, who, when she started, didn't know that they're capable of buying 3 properties in 1 year.
yeah.
And they have the funds for it. The only thing they needed is a strategy around it. So I would say get your financials and properties evaluated. It's
Right.
worth the investment.
I would also say be open to different possibilities rather than having your buy box be, so limited and so narrow. Be open to exploring other possibilities where maybe it's in an area that you didn't think about before, but if the numbers are making sense, look at the numbers. If the numbers look good, don't listen to other people's opinions. Or too often I think people always say like, "Oh, I want to go to Pflugerville," right? Or I want to go to, I'm just making Cedar Park, right? But if your budget doesn't allow for that, why wouldn't you expand and maybe go to Hutto or go to Georgetown or go to Gerald or
Dublin.
Temple,
I
depending
get
on,
it.
what it is, right? Like so
Mhm.
many different things that you could do. I think that's one thing, just being open to the
Mm.
different possibilities and looking at the numbers.
That
Okay.
there's one thing I would say. I can
Huh.
have a very solid advice.
Yes, please.
A lot of people might not like it, what I'm about to say next.
Say it.
Stop listening to people who are not doing the things that you are about to do.
Mm.
Stop
Or
taking advice from people who are not in the same journey as you. It's complete waste of time.
Or to
Oh,
the people who did something, but it's been many years since they did it. If I bought a property in Pflugerville 10 years ago and I say Pflugerville was so great, 10 years ago, Pflugerville was a completely different ballpark than what it is now. Pflugerville is still great. Love Pflugerville. Invest in Pflugerville. But depending on what your budget is, it might not allow for that.
Yeah, I might not allow for that.
Or
Yeah.
maybe be open to negative cash flow at that point because you're going to have appreciation.
Yep. Yep. 100%.
so let me recap on that because you guys both said a mouthful. So Rosie, you said have your portfolio analyzed by a professional
And lending by power.
and lending by power. What do you mean by that?
Let's connect
Oh,
and talk about the lending power that you have or buying power you have.
the buying power you have. And then Bree, you said be willing to take a look at things that you haven't before.
Hmm.
Right, come from a different angle, like have a camera angle shift and see if there's any new opportunities that you may have not been aware of.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I said one
So,
more after that.
what'd you say? Please share.
This was the most important one, Roger.
I said don't listen to people who are not doing the things
Ah,
that you're about to do.
yes,
Oh,
yes,
that was funny.
that's very important.
You're going to pay for that.
Especially past success, like Bree was saying, that past success doesn't determine future success. Sometimes people get lucky. So, guys, this is a really big news, and for anyone living in the region. So, let me just show you where this is. This is right next to Blockhouse Creek and New Hope Drive, right here.
Right by
So,
HEB Center?
yeah,
Oh,
Close
wow.
to your house, Bree.
right behind the HEB Center, right? So, this is really big news. They're actually developing the Nebraska Furniture Mart, which is owned by Warren Buffett, and
Nebraska Furniture Mart is coming to Austin?
yeah, Nebraska Furniture Mart is actually moving in close to
Cedar
New Hope,
Park.
Cedar Park. And they are going to be 1.2 million square feet of space. And then there's a sports retailer called Shields, and they're going to have this Ferris wheel inside the store. And they're going to be several 100,000 square feet. And so they're estimating that this entire center, this entire Nebraska Furniture Mart, in Shields is going to be about the size of Lakeline Mall.
Wow.
Yeah, but get this, it gets even crazier.
Money, money, money.
Yeah, they said by the time everything's said and done, it could be 5 million square feet of space, which is similar to the size of 5 regional malls.
I guess my father-in-law cannot stop me from buying furniture now. I think if my father-in-law had a power, he would have everybody live on basic needs.
Yeah.
One spoon, one bowl,
What's
one. Yeah, yeah.
He said you guys, he comes here every time. He's like, y'all got way too many dishes.
No. He's proud of us that we don't have many dishes, because he says like we break our glasses and then we don't replace them in a timely manner. And every time my in-laws are coming, I have this heart attack that they're going to complain about there's not enough dishes for them to use. And then he shares the story of his early days that we used to have one spoon, one bowl, one plate, one drinking glass.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question. Roger, they're already starting on that because I've seen construction. Are they
Oh,
already
yeah.
starting on it? Because
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
seen
yeah, yeah.
construction off of that.
Yes, yes. They've already started on it, and it's I think expected to be complete by next year. But there's also going to be a 250 room hotel.
Oh,
There's going to be
Wow.
a lot more stuff going on over there.
wow.
So get ready. I think they're also going to do some multifamily. If I'm not mistaken, like 1,500 square feet of 1,500 units of multifamily. So it's going to be pretty dense. And I can expect new restaurants and new places to eat. You know, with something the size of 5 regional malls,
Yeah.
that's going to give us a lot more to do in the area. And that's kind of what we've been drumming on about all year so far this year, is that our city is becoming more experiential. and there's going to be a lot more things to do. I don't think Austin's going to be recognizable in the next 5 years. It's going to be a totally different city.
I agree.
Because like right now, you might get bored and you might not know what to do or might not have any options. And we are lacking some of those dining experience that Houston and I wouldn't say Dallas, but Houston has a lot of great options. And so we're going to get a lot of that food culture, I think, is going to get a chance to really kind of bubble out a little bit. So the things that make Austin a desirable place to live, we're just going to see more of those things, I feel like, here in the future. But one of the things that you guys can pay close attention to is the domain area is it's not gonna look the same. I mean, I know when we first saw those high rises or those mid to high rises, I was thinking to myself, I said, wow, Austin has a second downtown. Like it really is that feel, right? As you're driving down Mopec North, heading south, it looks like an entirely separate downtown. But there's a reason for that now because there's fewer height restrictions on buildings near the domain area. So we're going to see a lot more high rises in that area there because, they're trying to prevent buildings from towering over the Capitol. And so there's a height restriction downtown that we don't have in the domain. So I think we're going to see a lot of multifamily. We're going to see a lot of high density living and all that sort of stuff. So you heard it here, and I think it's exciting.
Roger, I'm trying to find it real quick. There's a place in Pflugerville that I drove by the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and it reminded me of Top Golf, but it wasn't Top Golf.
Yeah.
Um,
I think you're talking about that one that Tiger Woods, it's backed by Tiger Woods.
let me see.
We had covered that previously.
You guys are going to have to take me each of these places when they get built because I think I'm starting to lose count of what's coming to the city.
Lots of good stuff happening. Lots of good stuff happening.
Every weekend, we need to go to Nebraska Furniture Mart. Then we're going to go.
And there's a new place in Pflugerville called The Goat. It's like a new restaurant. It's a restaurant, but then they have some apartments and they have coffee shop. They have an arcade. They have the pool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just opened up like.
Oh, on the coffee shop note, if anybody is in Round Rock downtown, you got to go to Lamppost Coffee in downtown.
Austin, I mean, Round Rock downtown is just a beautiful place.
I love downtown Round Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I love downtown.
Have you all ever seen the line of Round Rock donuts?
Oh, yeah, I love Round Rock donuts. And the line is always crazy.
They have like Chick-fil-A plus McDonald's and plus P. Terry's line all in one.
Yep.
So the University of Texas
ACC received $7.5 million.
Yeah, they're both receiving a lot of money. ACC is receiving the larger portion of that, $7.5 million. And this comes in. We already heard the U.S. Department of Defense. I believe it was $2 billion. Gave $2 billion to UT previously, or that money was going to be used for those purposes. That was about 2 weeks ago, and now they're getting some more money, and so more money on top of more money. So I just say expect a lot of.
So Samsung microchip company is moving, and a lot of other microchip companies are moving. And look at ACES and UTT training their workforce for semiconductor training center.
Yeah. And Bree, I know you're probably already aware of this, and I've gotten some people. John texted me earlier too, but we're getting 1,000 homes in Pflugerville. We're getting 1,000 homes in Hutto, and I believe Elgin. We're also getting another 1,000 homes. And so I am seeing that if anybody's been wary of owning real estate along the I-30 corridor, because there are some green pastures. I know when I see people come in from out of town and we drive them around, they usually we will drive them up the 130 corridor, and they feel like they're out in the boonies, And so I would say that's going to change.
Yeah.
We're going to see a lot of the growth pressing eastward.
Boonies make monies too.
Yeah. But
If you want cash flow and you don't want to spend all that money, then you gotta like the boonies.
Thank you.
yeah, you gotta like
Like
the
Brie always is telling me off this quote: "You can't have beer budget and champagne taste."
yeah.
Amen.
Did I say it right?
Yeah, you did.
I memorized a metaphor.
So we're getting a lot of apartment construction in Dallas. Dallas is number 2 in the nation as far as apartment construction. And but I don't think things are letting off right now. I know we have high vacancy rates, but I think the growth is phenomenal too. And on that note, we are doing so September 6th is a really big day. You want to make sure you make time to even travel down to Austin if you have an opportunity. We are hosting a economic update from David Porter, executive director of the Williamson County Economic Board. So he's really well versed with what's happening throughout the state. He specializes in Williamson County, but the guy's traveled abroad to different countries advocating for businesses to move to our region, and he knows our area like the back of our hand, like the back of his hand. And so if you've thought about investing in Austin or you need another reason to, he's going to be giving you a lot of good stuff. And I would say the time is now to invest. And I'm pretty sure that's what you're going to walk away with from the meeting with. I don't know what he's going to talk about, but I can
That's
promise you
September 6th.
September 6th at the Renaissance Hotel in Austin. So I love these things. Adele. So the event is shared online, and but you guys come on out September 6th. It's going to be our
And
coffee.
guys, for our coffee social, we
Yeah,
are having to kind of transition our location because of the increased volume of people and our talking.
yeah. So this week we will be having our coffee social at the Renaissance Hotel
In Arboretum.
in the Arboretum
This week?
this week.
Oh,
Yeah,
surprise to me.
I see. Yeah, we
She
got
was
to.
gonna,
You
she was
told
gonna
me.
FaceTime us from there. Where's everyone? Did you
Okay,
take
Renaissance. Renaissance.
Renaissance,
All the
Renaissance,
redone.
Arboretum? They still have
Arboretum.
great coffee. You got great views in the back, and just enjoy a 9:30 morning cup of coffee with real estate gossip.
Yeah, we were told to lower our voices last week, and that just kind of, I don't know.
Sure.
That lady, she chose to sit right next to us
I know,
with
it was
all
so
that noise we were making, and then
You
wanted
guys
to.
actually got called out when I was not there last week?
Oh
And
yeah,
it was at the end, and she had been sitting there the whole time.
yeah.
And what did she say?
She was
Can
like,
y'all? No, she said,
hinting
"Can y'all
towards
please?
us.
Can y'all please stop? I'm on a Zoom call, and I can hear y'all through everything."
She hinted twice to me.
Oh,
I was like, how am I supposed to get everybody to be quiet?
So that's a coffee shop. That's a wrong place for a Zoom call.
Or at least don't sit right next to us, like her back was touching our table.
and we were there first.
And anyone who hasn't been there knows how big the
You know,
coffee
if I was there, I was gonna ask her, how am I supposed to do that?
Rosie would.
Yeah.
I said,
Oh,
how am I
nice.
supposed to do that? It's coffee and it's social time. How am I supposed to ask people to just shh?
Hey, so we have our favorite people here on the show today. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Adele, Monty, John, and guys, we want to tell everybody about what we told them we wanted them to wait for. We want to announce it now.
Yeah.
So first off, guys, what
Surprise.
surprise?
Roger's like, Roger, this is how Roger gives surprises. Hey, I have a surprise for you. Do you want me to tell you right now? Or do you want me to
Rosie's
tell
so
you in a surprising way? Sometimes you're not expecting it. Let me know.
So okay, so obviously, well, here I'll let them break the news because I feel like I might be.
We're gonna break the news
Bree, you want
of what?
No.
What you're talking about?
Well, I'll just keep it a secret because I haven't even discussed it with you guys. No.
Now you gotta tell us. The world wants to know.
Okay, so I do want to make it available to everybody that's going to be watching this later too. We do have a tool that you can use to get the process started in investing in real estate. And so it's an intuitive tool that we've taken a lot of time in designing and creating. And so it is called our starter kit. So a starter kit is the perfect place to start if you are looking for some direction. Maybe you want what Rosie mentioned earlier. You want to analyze your portfolio. You want to see how it's performing, and if there's an opportunity for you to maybe qualify for some financing.
Pause. I want to share something.
Okay.
So I was this weekend spending time with some of my really good business friends, and one of them is a very successful coach for people in business careers and entrepreneurship. He shared a formula with me, and the formula looks like this. If y'all have pen and paper, write this down. He said, transformation is equal to insights multiplied by, ready for this? Action.
Ooh.
So a lot of people think that, oh my God, I got all this information today and I feel so smart, so up to date. But if you don't put it into action, I'm sorry to tell you, there's no transformation. Or you can have all the action, 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 action. And if you don't have the right insights, I'm sorry, there's no transformation.
Oh my gosh.
That's powerful.
Now, if you are a math addict like I am, transformation is equal to insight multiplied by action. So, if you guys take the action on the transformation side, so if transformation is divided by action, if the action is smaller, then you means your insights are higher. You have too much information, not enough action
Mm.
for the same amount of transformation. So what I'm trying to basically say is that you cannot just increase your insights and not increase your action. And you cannot increase your action and not increase your insights. They go hand in hand. And too many people get into action thinking hard work equals success. And too many people get too much information, which is analysis paralysis, and we don't get the results. Play.
Oh man, that's pretty intuitive thing tool that you have there is like pause, play. That's pretty nice. Really like it. But no, that's
I want to
exactly.
tell you, can I share something with y'all? I'm so tempted to do this.
Just do it.
Uh-oh.
You know what this is?
Swiffer? Oh my gosh. We can do
So I have a help every Thursday who comes in, and she helps me organize my house and our property so we can do our work more. And the camera I sit on, it has a problem with focusing. So what I do is I take this Swiffer and I actually use it to fix my camera. Every Thursday, she will take it away from her office, and I finally had to sit her down. I said, "Let me tell you something." I said, "This is my extended arm. Touch my leverage. This is leverage." Okay. Now we can talk real estate. Sorry. Play.
We're gonna say that you smacked Raji in the butt with her.
Yeah.
Comes
I
in
did
really
think
handy.
I did think I was gonna be thrown under the bus. I did. Okay.
No, I'm not mean like that.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
All right, so I am very impressed with today's call. This was straightforward, easy to digest, great information, and stock market analogy. I just want to say thank you, Roger. Look, every Thursday, he literally locks himself down in a room for 4 or 5 hours and just like goes on and organizes all these thoughts for us. Bree and I go into the world acting so smart and intelligent. Oh, there is a Nebraska Furniture Mart coming. There's 7.5 million to UT, and stock market formulas, and then all the profits analogy. I just want to take a moment and say thank you for being in our world. You are an incredible person when it comes to consistency and delivery, and you are the backbone of this company in terms of that.
Well, I really, and just in terms of that, yes, because you guys are doing phenomenal work as well. And so, hey, look, that was only 50% of it. If you are not receiving the other 50, I feel really bad for you, because we do put a report together, and it's a really thorough report. And we pride ourselves on this report. It's 20, this last one that we sent out was 22 pages. It goes over Dallas, Houston, Austin, vacancy rates, goes over the economic conditions of each city, any and all breaking news. And so you don't want to miss out on that. So if you're not receiving it, I did drop the link down below. Go to our website, and if you and register, and you'll automatically start receiving those PDFs. And if you want, you can also go into the message block and type starter kit, and so our team can be made aware of your desire to
Or
get
you
the.
have our phone numbers right here. Text either one of us and just say starter kit and put your name and email next to it, and we'll make sure you get it. So, Roger, today we delivered 46 minutes and 26 seconds of high value conversation.
Oh,
And
Jade wants to know where the coffee social is. So we're doing it at the Renaissance Hotel. We thought, why would we go through so much trouble to pick another venue when a lot of us are meeting there for networking purposes anyways? So it's the Renaissance Hotel at the Arboretum. I can't believe I just saw my most favorite loving people here on this call, and I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining us.
We'll
And
send an email to everyone who's come to Coffee Social with the address.
okay, perfect.
and thank you for Roger and Bree existing in my world, because if I was hosting an event, people wouldn't know where to show up.
I'm really glad we had the webinar today.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Hey, I can't wait to see you guys. I missed you last week, and let's have some
So coffee
fun.
social tomorrow. And Bree, I know we didn't get around to presenting the properties. Did you want to present the properties now, or did you want to present them tomorrow at coffee social?
I can do tomorrow.
Thank you, James. Thank you so much. Perfect.
All right. James Ramos. Hey, James. Hey, man, I miss you. We have had so much conversations about real estate. Like, we gotta meet in person. Like, I'm calling you out. Come see us.
Come to Coffee
And
Social.
And big shout out to Moni. Like, this one beautiful friend has been driving from Houston to come see us on Fridays. That shows her love, and we admire you. And thank you for sharing the location. And what would I do without you guys?
Yep.
I don't even know where my coffee social is. I'm just going to sit in the car on Friday morning. I love y'all. I got people waiting on me to call them back, and they make sure they're on the webinar so they can track me outside. I'm not looking to make any enemies later.
Adele
So,
said yes.
yeah. So I
All right,
guess,
very cool.
Adele, I'm calling you right now.
Love
Okay,
you
bye.
All
all.
right. Love
Bye.
you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.